So what I'm going to use, in fact, is not my slides. Is the slides of the vice president of EPFL, the one who is responsible for the infrastructures, and I'm going to present the slides that he has presented in front of engineering companies that were candidates for making the offer of the EPFL new system. Okay, who has already visited the heating system of EPFL? The one who have not visited the heating system, are you interested in having a visit?
Yes.
Okay, so we will organize a visit. Perhaps we will do it in 7 groups because we are a lot. Because it's interesting to see. So something which is perhaps interesting is that so this is the EPFL today is in fact heated by a heat pump and a district heating system that is considered, if I'm looking at the state of the art of the district heating system, as being what we name the 4th generation, which is really well advanced, okay, compared to the state of the art. The heating system of EPFL is 50 years old, okay, and it is considered as being advanced worldwide. Okay. We are using the water from the lake in order to heat the buildings, and I'm going to show you the details. Something which is important perhaps here is to consider that we have EPFL with, it's interesting to see that we have 500,000 square meters of buildings here. Okay. And that UNIL has at least the same space in terms of the geographic space. Okay, perhaps a little bit less buildings, but they are also constructing a lot of new buildings. And the idea, and as I told you, is to realize that okay, there are zones in which we are going to develop in the future. Okay, so it means that we have to consider not only what is the situation today, but also looking at the future, which means that we expect to increase the amount of electricity that will be consumed. So 78 gigawatt hour per year. The goal is that we would like to use less gas, stop using fuel. And what we would like to do is to use a lot of heat from the water from the lake, okay? Which means that we have to develop the heat pumping system, okay? All the things that are in a framework in which we know that we have to try to avoid using fossil fuel, try to maximize the use of waste heat, and there are also special measures that have been imposed by the Confederation. So today the system is using 2 heat pumps using ammonia, which is a very nice working fluid. It is using the water from the lake as a heat source. With 1.2 cubic meter a second. It is pumped at 70 meter deep in the lake in this direction. Okay. We have also combined 2 turbines. You can see here. So the 2, those are the stacks of the chimney of the turbines here. There is also storage tanks here that are available, big storage tanks. So it means that when you start the gas turbine, you heat up the tank and then you stop the gas turbine and you still have heat available for the rest of the day. In addition to the heating system, we have also cooling systems, because there are a lot of buildings that needs cooling for the experiments, because there are a lot of electrical equipments everywhere. And so what you can see is that for every liter that is used for heating, there is a half a liter that is used for cooling, but not necessarily at the same time. The COP of the whole system is 3.4, so it means that each unit of electricity in EPFL used in a heat pump is supplying 3.4 units of heat to the buildings. We have also, something that is perhaps not in this slide, neither in the following, is that the heating system is using, is in fact having two district heating systems. So one with high temperature and one with lower temperature. When I'm saying high temperature, it's 50 degrees C. It's for heating all the old buildings. And the new buildings are fed with heat pump, with a distribution system that is at lower temperature, around 30, 35 degrees C, for the reason of increasing the COP of the system. So each time we build a new building, then we reduce the temperature. We use low temperatures. Okay, so the goal is that you have to be sure that we supply the heating and cooling demands of the EPFL system using heat pumps, maximizing the heat recovery, and offering something which is so high performance on the one hand, but on the other hand, you have to be sure that the decisions you take today will be compatible with the system that you will need in 20 years. Okay, so it means that we have to account for adding new buildings. Something that we will perhaps not have the time to discuss is safety issues, but also the fact that you cannot close EPFL for 5 years to renew the heating system. Okay, so it means that if you need to refurbish, to change the heat pump, officially you have to find a way to still continue to heat the buildings even if the heat pump is not there for 6 months. So planification is important there. And there is also an opportunity because EPFL is entering into the era of the artificial intelligence, so more and more need for computing, and therefore there is the possibility or the request of integrating the data centers with the heating system. So the electricity that is used in the computer is used to generate data, but the data has no energy value. So it means that this energy is going to disappear in form of heat. Okay, so reuse this heat for heating the building. And we would like also to be a demonstration platform, so it means that we would like to see new technologies implemented. So it means that we have to organize the a transition. And of course, then you can see that everything has to be compatible with all the rules that applies to EPFL. Okay, so it means that you have constraints that are applied. And then, of course, you have to account for the knowledge of the systems and all the constraints that technical constraints that apply to the system as well. Okay, so I will let you just read this. Okay, just to tell you that there is an opportunity for 5 megawatts, so it's 5 times the data centers that we have today, as a heat source for the EPFL. And the idea is that the data center will be installed in the heating center here. So it means that you have the heating system that will be directly fed by the data center. Okay? So this is EPFL. So we will organize the EPFL heating system. We will organize the visit of the heating station. And of course, you will have to study EPFL. So it means all the buildings of EPFL. Okay? You have questions? If not, then I'm going to end the lecture of today. This afternoon you are free, and we will think about creating the groups. So this is important. The faster we are ready for the group, the faster we can go in the project.